used to work in construction. Long hours, tough deadlines, the kind of work that doesn't pay you for what your time is worth. Trading.
That's dope. Good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning. How are all of my trade geniuses out there? Welcome back to Trade Genius Live. I'm your host and the brand ambassador of the Edge from the prop firm, Trend Genius, and we are in here on some Thursday vibes. And Let's see what we got. Oh, wow. Market is crazy bearish right now. All right, cool. Oh, nice little chop box forming right here. Okay. Let's see who we have in the building. Mar, thank you for becoming a member. Good morning to you. T. Pruitt, good morning, my brother. V. Brewer, good morning. And special welcome to all new members. Absolutely. Blunt Machete, good morning. Empire Explained, morning. Moon Man, good morning. Karate 357, Grand Risings. Peace, blessings, and prosperity. Absolutely. Excuse me. Donna, good morning. Morbid Drifter, good morning. Crowd 357, I did not. I was exercising and doing all my little morning stuff. I usually don't take nothing that early. Not that there's anything wrong with it. I just, with my time. Sister Sneehall, good morning. What's good, trading family? On the road again. I heard that. Also, VJ Shades reporting that YM is in sync with NQ and fell over 2,000 points so far with a lot of bearish liquidity left as NQ fell 4,000 points already. Copy that. Trinelli Nell, morning. Sin, good morning. Jerry Jack, a.k.a. Mr. Payout in the building. Good morning. C-Dub, good morning. Paula, good morning. Empire Explained, thank you. Serena, good morning. Absolutely, I'll put that on screen. Thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Todd, good morning. Just banked 608 ticks from Lazy Shorts. That's what's up. All praises to the Most High. From Germany, that's what's up. Shout out to Serena. Bank them 600 ticks. Get that bread. Moodinator, good morning. Tiffany Jones, good morning. Q, Grand Rising. Absolutely. Appreciate you, Empire. Double E. All right. And where are we at? 618. I'll give a few minutes to let folks kind of trickle in. That's right, Sister Sneehall. Got my like police on y'all. These my light goons right here. They're handling all my lightweight for me. That's what's up. Appreciate that, Sister Sneehall. No doubt. All right. Let's audit our feelings. How are we feeling? What's our temperature like this morning? Let's audit that. Me, I'm feeling good. I woke up a little tired, even though I was in bed like 8:21, 22. Literally, I was in bed. When I hit my light, it was like 8:21, 8:22. But I woke up. I didn't beat my alarm again this morning. I know what it was. I went and got a full body adjustment yesterday, and seemed like after those full body adjustments, the next day I wake up like my body's tired, and I can feel it. Like even driving home, I can tell like my body was a little tired. Yep. So Jojo World, good morning. Marmar, good morning. Ty, happy Thursday. Yeah. So So something I just noticed, but other than that, I'm feeling good. I just notice on those days my body tends to be just a little tired. I guess the word would be tired. I still got up and did my workout though and got it in. No excuses. But there's something that I just noticed. Mr. Payout said Ty said happy. Ty said grateful. Grateful to be here. That's what's up. Grateful you're here. Mr. Payout said happy. Sin said good. Serena said good. Chrissy, good morning. Happy Thursday to you as well. Moodinator said rested and ready to rock. That's what's up. Skin and Wicks, good morning. And Dog, good morning. That's what's up. Moon Man said feeling productive. Excited to receive the link for the summit for the night. Yep. Day 4 tonight and day 5 will be tomorrow. So we got 2 more nights. Feeling deliberate. God, I like that, Chrissy. Jazz Rich, good morning. Jojo, I fell off today and I don't know why. It's all good. V. Brewer said smiling. That's what's up. What y'all think about the summit last night? Regina, good morning. Good morning. What y'all think about that summit last night? Summit was dope. Summit was dope. Regina said positive. I mean, regardless if you didn't get the mentorship or not, it wasn't even about that. It was just about giving y'all the information, just putting y'all there. It took me 2 years before I even got it. Not because I was skeptical, it's because I had to do it at the right time. When I did the first seminar, the Fund Your Freedom, the first summit with them, I had just quit my job. I was just getting into trading, and I didn't want to. I wanted to wait. I was like, okay, I need to focus here before I can, you know what I'm saying? So it took me, like I told you, I just did it like a couple months back, month and a half ago. I just did it. Well, I was locked in with them, but I just went ahead and pulled the trigger, and I dropped the 10 bands. But other than that, it was great. Donna said great. But yeah, like I said, it took a little bit of, where are we? Where's my one? Okay, hold up. Oh yeah, 67. It took a little bit of, for me, it took a little bit of time, only because I wanted to do it, how would I say, at the right time. Y'all know when it comes to business, timing is everything. So that was the reason why I waited. I didn't wait because I needed to see something from them. Like, I already knew what it was. I already knew they were solid. I had to do it when I thought the time was right. So, and I knew that I was working on a deal. So I was like, you know what? Because I started looking, because remember, I had a lot of that information already. Because I did their VIP, diamond, whatever they had at that point, platinum, I don't know what it was. I did that, so I got all the resources, and I did a lot of it myself. I think I told y'all that. That's how I built up my credit. That's how I did pretty much everything where I'm at right now, I did myself. So being at this point, I thought it only made sense to get the mentorship so I can be taken further along. But yeah, but it was definitely dope, man. Super, super, super dope. For me, I got in at the right time, conducive to my situation. So I'm just setting up my copy trader, y'all. Where we at? 760. So make sure your copy trader set up. Make sure if you are copy trading that your lead account is the account that you're logged into. Just double check that, because there's times even now, even just recently, where I was flubbing that. All right, so we got about 6 minutes left. Let me just double check all of this. Everything should be straight though. All right, let's do it. Go ahead on and log in now. All right, and boom. So all of our daily levels are above. So if we get a daily, it'll be a long today. I'm logged in there. I am 7760, 7760. Okay, that is correct. Correctamundo. All right, and then let's get over here. Let me log in over here, and then we'll get into some news, bias, and then get our day started. Y'all ready to go? Let's see here. Overwhelming with so much info. Truly a blessing. Well, thank you for sharing that with us. Absolutely. That was the whole idea. I just wanted to just share it with y'all. That's it. I wasn't expecting y'all to get the mentorship, or anything like that. If that's something that you want to do, cool. If you didn't, cool too. Yeah, it wasn't for that. I just wanted to let y'all know, hey, you start getting payouts and you start getting some bread. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's an opportunity that you can, you know what I'm saying, diversify your income, and take it to another level, to where your trading bread just becomes like your little mad money, your pocket change. your trading money becomes pocket change. It's just my pocket change. That's the whole concept. All right, no thanks. And let me make sure I'm in on the right account. Come on now, let's not start with this. Let's not start with this. Boom. Boom. Let's go here. I don't know, is it just me or it seems like, I think that might have been a problem. Or it seems like it's much more difficult to log in the trading view. All right, cool, there we go. So let me get this up. That was 37.20, 37.20, 77.60, 77.60. I'm on micros. Okay, cool. All right, so let's get out of that. Let's go ahead and get our screen share rocking, and let's get in it. We got about 3 minutes before market opens, and we got a nice little chop box forming. Let's see here. Nice little choppy boxy. All right, so what we got? Okay, cool. And let's go ahead and screen share. Let's get to some news. All right, so where are we at? 627. All right, so Thursday, y'all know we talked about this on Thursday. We had unemployment claims. That's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow, nothing again, just a bunch of orange folder in the overnight session. But yeah, unemployment claims today, that was pretty much it. Let's see, we're at 6:30. Let me find that 5:30 candle. Oh, didn't bring in really no volume. Oh, where did it? Not necessarily, just kind of continuation. But yeah, so y'all see the little chop box that I drew a little box around it. That's pretty significant. Lot of sell side liquidity. A lot of buy side liquidity, right? Because we know we have a bunch of sellers in. So we know we got stop losses up here, possibly even up here. You know what I mean? Even, yeah, probably, I would say a lot in this area right here and coming down, like here and coming down. So we know we got stop loss. Some are trailing, some are not. So yeah. And we got a nice little consolidation area. Y'all know how that rocks. So let's see here. Oh, and 5. All right. And then let me check over here because it might be the same thing. Yep, it is. 5. All right. So let's see here, 629. I'm gonna. All right, so.
Order submitted.
I'm taking on my larger accounts, I'm going to take no, I'm not. What am I doing? On my larger accounts, I'm going to wait for the 15-minute banger. On these, I'm going to take this. I'm going to set it. I'm going to take it. And stop loss will be here.
Order submitted.
We click and let's see what we got. Market just opened.
Order filled.
Just tap me in. Let's see here. Oh, dang it, missed my stop loss. Stop will go there. All right. She needs to be a little bit higher.
Order submitted.
Oh, top me
Order
out.
filled.
305. Okay. Price just want to continue to keep selling, huh? It is what it is. I truly was assuming that we were going to go back and take some of this liquidity, but maybe not. Let me see something on Financial Juice. Well, that was a $305 business expense. What's going on? Trump on Truth Social, U.S. whole Iran responsible for Houthi attacks. Whatever. Recent developments in the Gulf are alarming. The PM Saudi joining of the Abraham Accords will be historically forward for peace in the Middle East. Chinese security reminder to citizens in Saudi Arabia. All right, cool. I already know this is going to come back up. I know you are. I know you NQ pretty darn good. So, yep. You know what? I'm going to give it a shot again, and I'm going to take it. Give it one more shot. Let's see what we get. All right, tapped in.
Order filled.
And stop loss is going to go here. All right, so let's see what we get.
Order submitted.
And let me check the 15-minute. So, okay, so we need the candle. Well, I don't want it to flip, but to get a 15-minute banger, we would need it to flip bearish. And at this point, I'm in a buy, so I ain't looking for that. All right, so let's see here. I'm going to take profits here. Sell limit. I'm going to do 4.
Order submitted.
4 micros there, and then I'll leave a runner. Let's see what we get. Let's see what we get. Ew, that's ugly. That fair value gap would have been nice. All right, see what we get. See what we get. All right, while that is cooking on that CB long that you got stopped out on, let's see, that may have been a trap trend. First move is sometimes the wrong move. Yeah, but then sometimes, you know, that first move take off. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, gotta, you know what I'm saying? Like, gotta kind of just gotta take it. Cause there's, you know, there's many times off that move, it comes out and it takes off. So, oh, stopped out again.
Order filled.
Oh, I'm done for the day on those accounts. 617.
Order canceled.
Watch it goes back up. I already know. I know you NQ so well. Well, I'm logged out of those accounts. So, but yes, Serena, I don't really look at it that way on the chop box because there's been so many times from my experience. I know it's going to go up. Been so many times from my experience where right out the chop box, it takes off and don't even look back. Today is just on some other stuff today. So it is what it is. But I already know. I know it's going to eventually get up here. It's a whole bunch of liquidity up here, all these fair value gaps, kind of like the other day on the runner, yesterday on the runner. You know what I'm saying? Like I know this pair too damn well. Yep. But it is what it is. We got 71 viewers, 34 likes. Let's get the likes up. Yeah. So, yep. I know you, NQ. Like, I know you. I know what you do. Came right back down there, took that out just to continue on. Crazy. All right, well, let's get to some mental muscle. I know you, NQ. I already know. I already know what you're about to do. Yep, I already know what you're about to do. Like, I know you. I know the games that you play. Yep. Yep. All right, cool. Let's get this mental muscle. All right, so where are we at? Question of the day. Question of the day today is what is an imbalance or fair value gap on NQ charts, and why does price often revisit it? That's a good question. Really good one. I think a lot of us know the answer to that. Yep. Let's see here. Boom. Let me pull out my notes. What is an imbalance or fair value gap on NQ charts, and why does price often revisit it? So, like I said, I know this, boy, NQ, you something else. That's all I got to say. You something else. You are something else. Like I said, I knew you was going. All right, cool. Knew you was going to do that. Brick, good morning. Good morning. Happy Thursday. Daily long, possibly, but I won't take it. I've already took 2 trades on those accounts. That's good. I don't want to turn that into a $900 or actually more loss. More, actually, I don't want to turn that into a $900 bill. Let me say it that way. So I'm going to have to sit out. But yeah, maybe I'll take it on my other accounts if it sets up. And watch, going right to my TP. Watch. Going right there. Right to where I have my TP for my four micros. Yep. And it did, as I knew. All right, so regarding that CB trade, maybe we could have extended the stop loss to the new low that was formed on that wick. That would have kept us leaving room. Yeah, but then that wouldn't be trading the chop box correctly, right? Because the chop box, your stop loss goes on the other side of the chop box. So true that, we could have put it down there, but then that wouldn't have been a chop box trade. That'd have been something that we just kind of just made up. And the chop box trade is entry on, let's go over there and check it out. Entry would be here at the top of the chop box. Stop loss is always at the other side. So we just had to just take it for what it is. But I know what I see. You know what I'm saying? Like I know the characteristics of NQ, but it plays games, because this right here, I don't know, I could just say that it was stop loss hunting. That's the only thing I can think. But I have to take it, because there's so many times where we have this chop box, price opens, and it never even touches the other side. It just takes off. So, but going off of my trade, it would have hit my TP on my 4 micros, and I'll be in on a runner right now. And price will possibly come back and tap into one of these fair value gaps and then take off and then continue up. Like I said, it's a lot of buy side liquidity, but that's how I looked at it. Definitely, I wouldn't have put it here, just because that wouldn't have been trading the chop box correctly. So yeah, entry here, stop loss here. So if nonetheless, it was either take the chop box the first time and when I got stopped out, or possibly wait for the daily long to set up. But with this high being so high up here, I thought the chop box was better, because we would have to wait to get what? We still don't have market structure shift, right? We had to wait to get market structure shift above this high, and then a fair value gap to continue on. So that was my thought process when I saw this high right here, was to take the chop box, take a base hit to the high, and then leave a runner in and let it do its thing, which, like I say, I know this pair pretty well. You know what I'm saying? So as far as like how it moves, and it's moving exactly the way that I assumed that it would, except like I said, it was stop loss hunting. That's the only thing I can think, because it wicked all the way down, and look right there, just enough just to hit the stop loss. So that's trading. We just got to live with that. But as y'all can see, it's doing exactly what I thought that it would do. So, but yeah, it is what it is, and we move on. All right, so an imbalance is when there is a that would have kept us reversal. Yeah, but like I said, the only thing is that we wouldn't have been trading the chop box correctly. So I like to definitely stay with the rules and put you gotta follow the rules, and you know how that goes, and live with the results. So I always tell myself I can't make a stop loss, because I can't make up a stop loss, because think about it, if we would have used that would increase the risk. And on a chop box trade is considered a cheap trade, meaning it's very, very minimal risk because you're putting your entry on one side of the box and you're putting your stop loss on the other. So then that would have totally, I wouldn't have even been taking a chop box trade at that point. That just would have been something else. So for me, following the rules, you know what I'm saying? That's why I took it that way. And I will continue to. Just because I got stopped out today and it wicked me out twice doesn't mean I wouldn't tomorrow. If it sets up, I'm going to take it the same way again. That's the way that, that's the way that it works. And that's how the chop box works. So you got to just live with the results. That's it. But now price is going reclaim some of that liquidity. So there it is. All right. So an imbalance is basically what? A 3-candle pattern where the middle candle moves so fast that it leaves an unfilled gap, right? Fair value gaps. Most of you guys know what those are. So price, as I've talked about this before, price always tends to retrace back to that zone, back to those zones, right? Because like I say, there's orders sitting right there, and institutions use those as like an order flow reference point. You know what I'm saying? So that's why if you notice on NQ, it likes to go and take those. It always likes to go back into those, wick in there or close in there, have a candle close in there, and then continue on in the direction that it's going. If you notice on my strategy, that's well, not this one, but on the daily strat, that's the way that it works. And yeah, yep. Rules are the rules. Gotta follow the rules no matter what. Yep. But yeah, so fair value gaps on higher time frames, like the 15-minute and the 1 hour, of course, they carry more weight because, they carry more weight than, of course, those on a 1 minute chart. We know that higher time frames, pretty much tell the story. And let's go back and screen share. So this is right here. This is a fair value gap or an imbalance. I call them fair value gaps. These are the 3 candles, 1, 2, and 3. Yeah, big fair value gap there. You even see fair value gaps here. These red ones, of course, are bearish fair value gaps, and the green ones are bullish fair value gaps. And look at price. Look what price is doing. Exactly what I said. And it's not about being right. Like I tell y'all, it's about understanding characteristics of the pair that you're trading. But, it wanted to play games with me. I ain't gonna lie, I started to take it the 3rd time, but that wouldn't be exercise and discipline. I do have on my chart, on my rules, 3 max trades per day. It's been a very, very long time since I've taken 3 trades. If any day was gonna be that day, today would have been that day. Not because it's doing this, but because of, I just know, like when NQ has a long run, especially from overnight, and we're getting to market open, New York market open, and we start to see this consolidation right here, I already know what it's about to do. Now, more time, it's not every time, but more times than none. Well, let me say it this way. Higher percentage-wise, NQ is about to, that's why it's consolidating. It's about to break out. Even though it broke out here, it's still going to break out in direction and reclaim all of this liquidity. Remember, there's a bunch of stop losses up here. People are trailing their stop losses. People are holding. All these sellers that have been in since, let's be honest, since, we'll say right here, because this is another consolidation area. What time is this? It's 4 a.m. in the morning, right? We'll go here just to be conservative. We won't even count. Where did market open at? Market opened here, right? We won't even count any of this, even though we know some sellers got in, right? But we'll count it from here, from right here, 4 a.m. That's when we'll count it from. We'll be super conservative. We won't count all that. We'll just count it from here. We know, have some consolidation. It broke, shot through the reversal zone and just kept going. We know, well, if you've been watching NQ, you know NQ is about to come reclaim this. You notice these people, like I said, there's trailing stop losses here. There's people that got in somewhere up in here and their stop loss is still here. They're still holding. Some are not trailing, some are. You know what I mean? Some may have left runners in. Think about how we trade. Other people are trading the same way. So there it is. Yep, no 15-minute banger that has been invalidated. Let me get to Discord. And, oh, dang it, I ain't even finished that. All right, so where we at? Let's go here. All right, cool. So, yeah, that's, so my way of thinking was I had saw this. When I saw this, I'm like, okay, ton of buy side liquidity, right? Also, too, look at where price was consolidating, right on these unmitigated levels. Remember, these blue lines were prior pink lines. So these are still daily levels. They're just unmitigated now. We call them unmitigated areas because when they were daily levels, price never touched them. So that was my other confluence was, okay, so it's just, and you can see it's pretty clean. All of these candles are fairly the same size, right? It's fairly clean. Yeah, there's a couple of them like this one where it broke out and this one right here. But if you look at these, we can say this is a strong consolidation area right before market open, right? So the idea was I saw all this, right? Now I'm seeing this consolidation right on these unmitigated areas or levels. And I'm like, okay, NQ about to go up. It's about to reclaim some of this. And of course, it's going to pull back a little bit, but I'm definitely assuming it's going to continue on, at least make it somewhere up here to this somewhere close to this reversal zone or even this daily. That's what I was seeing. And as I stated, and as you can see, that's pretty much what it did. So I probably would have got out. Well, I'd have been in on a runner right now. So that runner would have been running. My stop loss would have been somewhere around here, just above, because remember my entry was here, just above this box. My stop loss, my stop loss would have been in profit somewhere around here, and I would just let that runner run. But yeah, that was the thought process on that. So, but it's all good. It's no big deal. We take it on the chin and we keep it pushing. I just wanted to just say that to y'all so y'all can get an idea of what's going on in my mind and why I'm thinking what I'm thinking. And I'm showing you everything that's where these thoughts come from, right? These are all characteristic, how would I say, confluences of NQ. So now moving on. So fair value gaps. Once again, here's another one. Let's get back to our question of the day. Fair value gaps right here. This is considered an imbalance. I don't call it an imbalance. I like to call it a fair value gap. Like I said, these are zones where price loves to come back to. It's just what it is. Like I said, there's orders there. You know what I mean? And even institutions use them, like I said, as order flow. They use them as order flow reference points, right? So if you notice my strategies, like even when you think about the daily, right? On the daily, what do? We wait for market structure shift. We wait for a fair value gap. And then once we get the fair value gap, depending on if it's a buy or a sell, if it's a buy, we put our entry right at the top of the fair value gap. If it's a sell, we put our entry right at the low of the fair value gap. And what are we waiting? Waiting for price to come back, tap into that, and then continue on. Well, if it was a sell, we want price to tap into this fair value gap and continue on selling. If we were in a buy, we would want price to tap into this fair value gap and continue on buying. That's just the way NQ rocks. That is probably one of the main characteristics of NQ. You know what I'm saying? So, and like I stated, when you go to the higher time frames, these fair value gaps, of course, are even much stronger because y'all know higher time frames, how would I say, are much stronger when we're talking about candle formation and just candle formation and fair value gaps and stuff like that. Higher time frames are a lot stronger than the lower time frames. So that's just something to keep in mind. And yeah, other than that, if y'all don't have any questions about that, let me know. And we'll get those questions answered. Let's see here. 73 watching with 13 likes. Hit that like button. Y'all be sad if there's no stream tomorrow. Guarantee your resources, people. Absolutely. Preach, Chrissy. Preach, hon. For real. All right, cool. So That's it on question of the day. And let's go back. And when I go back, but let's go to, let's see here. So I was trying to catch that. It just missed too. There was a fair value gap right here. I was trying to catch it. It was actually a what price went into it. But yeah, so let's see, where can we find some of those at? Where can we find some of those? Here's a good one. Here is a good one. Fair, you probably can't, you can see it. So if you see, there's a huge bearish fair value gap that was formed by this candle, and this one. It formed, price came down, and as you can see, price wicked back up into it, came out, kind of went back into it again, and then took off. And then it made another one here, did the same thing, wicked into it, took off. Made another one here, and it wicked into it right here and took off. Made another one here, wicked into it, and then took off. Made another one here, never wicked back into that one. Made a little tiny one right here, wicked into it here, and continued on. Like, that's just what NQ loves to do. So my runner would have got stopped out. Got it. Okay. Got it. But yeah, so just to kind of give you an idea on those fair value gaps and how price loves to react to those. But like I said, going back to the daily strat, that is one of the steps of the daily strat, is getting that fair value gap. My settings on the fair value gap are default. Yep, they're default settings. Don from the South. Don, what part of the South you from? All right, cool. So let's go ahead and get back to main screen, and let's go ahead and get into tip of the day. And tip of the day today is celebrate disciplined execution, not just winning. They are not the same thing. Celebrate disciplined execution, not just winning. They are not the same thing. Let me pull up my notes. Me notes. We kind of talk about this. Remember, I talk about not being too high on our wins, not being too high on our profitable trades, not being too low on our non-profitable trades. All right. So a trade that hit your stop but was perfectly planned and executed is a success from a process standpoint. Stop right there. Go back to the trade that I just took. Right? Chop box. Consolidation area. Pretty much the same thing. 6 in one hand, half a dozen other. We're saying the same thing, but we're saying it differently. Now, the process is what? The rule is what? You draw it out. It was right before the open. This is a characteristic of NQ. Entry goes here. Stop loss goes here. And whatever happens is what happens. So, as far as process is concerned, I follow the process. So that's a win in itself. And with that stated, that's all I can focus on. I can't focus on the what ifs, the this, the that. I can only focus on my process. Now, got wicked out and price continue on. Those are the things, of course, where those things may piss you off. You know what I'm saying? When you see that, you know what I mean? It can piss you off. But at the end of the day, you just have to understand, like, it's just the way that it goes. There's been many times where I've taken this exact trade and NQ takes off and never looks back. You know what I mean? So that's why I say, when a setup happens, you got to take it. And then you got to live with the results. The win for me is knowing that I followed the process. That's the win. That's all I can celebrate. because that's the main important thing. Because when this comes back around again, I'm going to take it again. My entry is going to go above if I'm in a buy, and my stop loss is going to go right here below. If I'm in a sell, entry is going to go here, stop loss is going to go there, and I'm going to live with the results. If I get wicked out, I get wicked out. There's going to be times where I'm going to get wicked out. There's going to be times where the trade is just going to take off. So that's why you take it every time. And you can't worry about, and you can't get in your, that's why I say no feelings, no emotions. You can't get in your head and be like, man, the last time I took it, it wicked out. Oh, so it's a part of the game. That don't mean you don't take it again. It's set up. I got to take it. I'll be silly not to take it. There's been ones that I've missed. You know what I'm saying? And that took off. That's why you got to take every one. You can't worry about what happened the last time. That's why I say we don't bring our profitable trades or non-profitable trades into the next day. Whatever happened the day before, that's a whole nother day. That doesn't even matter. It's like it never happened. You got to focus on today. Today, this is what's going on. I don't care what happened yesterday. Today, this is what's going on. Chop box formed. I took it once, got wicked out. Well, no, I got stopped out on the first one. I took it again because I'm already seeing this. That's why I took it. That's why I took it the second time. Y'all know I'm usually one and done. Why do you take it? Why'd you take it again, Trent? Because I know the characteristic of this pair. But got wicked out again. After that point, I shut it down. And then the trade goes on and does what it does. This is the nature of trading. That's why it can't be no feelings, no emotions. Because if you have feelings if you're adding feelings and emotion into your trading game, guess what? You're going to be walking around hella pissed off. Think about it, because now look at what the trade did. And that's what you're going to be saying to yourself. Dang, man, and then it took off. Like, that's why no feelings, no emotions. Because this is the kind of stuff you're going to deal with as a trader. You got to take it on the chin and keep it pushing. Straight up. Straight up. And you can't say stuff like, man, if I would have, or this trade would have, you know, if y'all notice what I was saying, I was like, yep, it's going to do exactly what I said. Yep, hit my TP. Yep. So I'm just following the trade mentally. I'm not really harping on the fact that I wasn't in it or that it wicked me out. I was just saying to myself, you know what? It's doing exactly what I thought it was going to do. Regardless of the fact that it stopped me out twice, it still did exactly what I thought it was going to do. And like I said, not to be right, but I want to confirm to myself that I am truly understanding the characteristics and how this pair moves, period. And that, for me, that's the win. Now, of course, no one likes to get stopped out and then it goes, the direction that you're going. But guess what? No feelings, no emotions. So you got to take it on the chin. That's the part about when I say staying stoic, right? You have to stay stoic. If you go look up the definition of that word, it explains everything. It explains your whole demeanor of the way you need to be as a trader. Staying stoic, like I said, poker face. You know, you ain't giving no emotion at all. That's the whole idea, because this kind of stuff is going to happen. And like I said, if you allow feelings and emotions to come in, you're going to be walking around pissed off. And then what is that going to do for the next time that this trade comes up? You think that's going to build confidence? You think it's going to make you confident and want to take it? If you're allowing feelings and emotions to get caught up into that, that's why there's no feelings, no emotions. That's the whole point why I preach on this and preach on this and preach on this. Because this is the kind of stuff that's going to happen, and you have to take it on the chin and walk away. Straight up. And walk away like nothing happened. That's how you have to deal with these kind of situations, because they're going to happen. Now, flip side to that. If you take it every time you take this, every time it sets up, I can guarantee you there's going to be times where it's going to break and it'll never see the other side of that chop box. It will take off, and I'm talking about take off. I've taken chop boxes that hit 1,500, 12, 1,300 on 5 micros. Yeah. But guess what? You got to take it every time. So I just want to make sure that I say that. And going back to main screen and going back to our tip of the day, that's why I'm not tripping, because I got to celebrate my execution. I have to celebrate the fact that I was successful from a process standpoint, right? Something that I always preach, right? I always tell y'all this. We are process-driven traders. We don't make nothing up on the fly. When I say make nothing up, like we don't move stuff around, we don't move stop losses, we don't move entries, we don't be like, oh, we could. No, you take it the way, you take the strategy the way that it's designed, and you live with the results. Because think about it, if you do that, then you'll always find a reason to move something around. Think about it. You can always find a reason to move something around. And then you are not a process-driven trader anymore. You are gambling. You have to stay with the process. Period. So that is why celebrating disciplined execution is much better than celebrating a win or profits. Because you have to have, how would I say, you have to be process driven, right? And you also have to make sure what? You have disciplined execution. Those are the things that are going to do what? Those two things will get you to the profits. And disciplined execution also means what? Doing the same thing every time that strategy shows up. So, give you a good example. Say tomorrow morning, let's say the same thing happens. You think I'm going to be thinking about what happened today and be like, oh, yesterday it wicked me out twice. No, I don't even care. It's over. It's done. I'd have already moved on. What I'm going to be thinking about is putting my entry right at the top of the job box and putting my stop loss right below, or vice versa if we're selling. If we're selling, then my entry is going to be below the box. My stop loss is going to be at the top. And I'm waiting for price to break out and continue on in whatever direction I'm trading it in. That's all I'm thinking about. And if it stops me out again, and it's the same kind of situation that happens, let's say the same thing that happens today reduplicates itself tomorrow. Guess what? I ain't about to trip on that. I'm going to celebrate disciplined execution, knowing that I followed the process and I followed the rules. And let's say when Monday comes, if it sets up again, I'm going to take it. And I ain't going to be thinking about Thursday and Friday. I'm not going to come to Monday and be like, oh, it's setting up again. Man, on Thursday and Friday, it stopped me out twice. No. Now you adding feelings and emotions into the game. That's not how this works. Those days are over. It's like it never happened. When you move to the next day, everything that happened before, like today, everything that happened before today doesn't even count and doesn't factor into anything. The only thing that factors into what happened the days before is what you journaled. That's it. What's on them charts, the trades you took, the strategies that you took, your entries, all that, where you took your base hit, left a runner, whatever that was. This is a whole new day. Remember, I always use this analogy. Being a trader is just like being an athlete. If you're a basketball player and you took a shot and you took a game-winning shot and you missed it, are you not going to take it if the ball is in your hand the next time? No, you're going to take it again, right? And if you miss it, oh well. But at some point, you're going to hit it. It's the same concept. Or let's look at football. In football, as a quarterback, it's you need a first down to get this field goal to win this game. You throw an interception. What, are you going to be harping on the interception the whole time? Or is it you just got to forget about that and move on to the next play? It's the same thing in trading. It's the same exact thing. You can't be harping on that. No feelings, no emotions. That's why I say whatever happened the day before is over. Straight up. You know what I'm saying? Like straight up. You just got to just like out of sight, out of mind, and keep pushing. So that is always the mindset. Like you can't worry about that. You just got to just follow the rules. Can't change the rules up at any point. You know what I'm saying? Period. Or I would rather sit out of a trade than not follow the rules. Like just follow the rules and you live with the results. That's always the concept. Follow the rules, live with the results, no matter what. So, and then also too, a little something that I was thinking about, what you could do is you can keep a journal, like not keep a journal, of course keep a journal, but I was going to say like on your A+ trades in your journal, like the trades where you executed, your execution was on point, you had discipline execution and the trade hit, maybe put a little asterisk on those. Like do something to identify those. So if you're flipping through, the reason why I'm saying that is because I was thinking about this the other day when I was journaling, because I usually journal afterwards, right? Because I don't have time to journal right now. And when I journal, I like to go back and look at my entry points, all that type stuff, what my entry was, what my stop loss was. But anyway, so what I was thinking is another good thing for your journal is when you have like the A+ trades, meaning like the trades where you had discipline execution and the trade, you know, was profitable, like it played out exactly the way that you expected it to, put an asterisk by those. You know what I'm saying? And what I mean by that is like put something by it to identify that was a I don't want to use the word perfect, but it was I guess we can say it was a perfectly executed trade. The reason why is because something that I'm seeing is that we need to identify those trades from all the other trades. Even because think about it, we're going to have perfectly executed trades that are not going to hit. Then we're going to have trades that we get in that are going to be a little raggedy, right? But the perfectly executed ones, meaning like this is what I would consider like a perfectly executed trade. Like it never went in drawdown. It did exactly what it was supposed to do. You didn't have to hold it a long time. It wasn't playing around. It wasn't ranging and then took off. Like you took your entry and then it went right to TP, got your base hit, left your runner, you know, and then you even made some bread on the runner. Like that's what I call like a perfectly executed trade. Not even perfectly executed, but like a trade that went, how would I say, like an A+. I would consider that like an A+ trade, right? It just went. Like I said, hardly no drawdown, and really no drawdown at all. And it just went to your TP, whether you took out the full position at TP or you left a runner, you made extra bread off the runner. Those ones are the ones that you want to like put a little asterisk by or a little heart by or something just to identify those from all the other trades. Because there's going to be other trades that will be profitable, but won't be A+, meaning they didn't go as smooth and as seamless. Like you were in it for a while, it was in drawdown, it got super close to drawdown. I mean, it went in drawdown, got super close to your stop loss, and then it continued on and it was profitable. Like those, to me, those are not A+. I don't consider those A+. So that's what I'm saying. So on the A+ ones, the ones that like I just stated, put a little asterisk or something by them. Just keep them a little separate so you can start getting an idea of how many of those are happening. I think that's another good metric, because even though we have other trades that are profitable, there's still a lot of profitable trades that just weren't seamless. Like I said, we sat in it for a long time. It was in drawdown. It got close to our stop loss. It might even went in drawdown twice before it took off. Like I've had that happen. I have a trade go and drawdown 2-3 times. You know what I'm saying? Before it actually took off and then hit my TP. Those I wouldn't consider those A+, but I think y'all get the understanding of what I'm saying. So then you can have a metric on those and you can be like, okay, with this particular strategy in the past, like last month, we could say like for the month of June, let's say you had 12 profitable trades in the month of June, and let's say 4 or 5 of those, however, I'm not going to put a number, however many of those were like A+. And then the rest of them, they were just profitable trades. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I think that's another good metric just to keep on. Why? Just to have the data, just to understand, and then, you know, how many A+ trades you're getting out of that strat, right? And then you can look back over a whole year and be like, man, every month, hypothetically speaking, I'm averaging at least 4 to 5 A+ trades with this strat, meaning it didn't go in drawdown. It went straight to TP. You got your bread. It was like seamless. Like it did it. Like if you could have drew it up, it went the way that you would have drawn it up. You know what I'm saying? So just another metric. Trades executed exactly as planned is what's most important, right? The profitable or non-profitable, that's a byproduct of what we do. We want to make sure that we're executing. That's the main thing, that we are staying within the process and that we're following the rules. That's the main thing that we want to focus on. We don't want to worry about anything else, just that part. You know what I'm saying? That's all you want to focus on. You can't control a trade being profitable or non-profitable. The only thing you can control is your execution. Your execution, your risk, your leverage. You know what I'm saying? That's what's important. And if you have disciplined execution, then to me, execution encompasses everything, right? That execution encompasses the right entry. You got the best fill, your risk management, leverage, profit size. Like you did all of that. That is disciplined execution. Disciplined execution is not just having your stop loss and your entry where it needs to be. It's also making sure your leverage was proper and all of that stuff. So yeah, so I'll pretty much leave it there. I use tags for every little thing and condition in my back testing. Then you can review different tags, combos to see what works best, and you will see your A+ setups this way. Yep, absolutely. I call them S-tier trades. Got it. ATL Dirty South. Oh, that's what's up, Don. Exemplary. Good morning. That's how you feeling. That's what's up. Morning, beautiful peeps. That's what's up, April. Good morning. Laugh my butt off. Not Buck Rogers. LOL. Bro, you showing your age for real. Wait, what he say? Hold on. Let me scroll up because I think I missed some stuff. Please, who is watching from Nigeria? Okay. 51 likes. Let's get it. Bleep. No emotion, baby. Yeah, absolutely. That's a word. Don't focus on what went wrong. Focus on sticking to your plan. Absolutely. That's correct. Emotional trading is illogical. Absolutely. Thank you for letting me borrow the bleep bloop, bro. Train question. Do you journal trades that you miss if the trade was validated? Yeah. You have to journal every day, Earthboy Forever. You want to journal every day. And that's anything that went on. If you missed a trade, if like whatever it was, if it was invalidated, and why, put why it was invalidated. Remember, your journal is not for a day that you traded. It's just an explanation of your trading day, right? That's all it is. And whatever happened in that day, whether you took a trade, didn't take a trade, strategy was invalidated, you took a trade, it went against you, took a trade, it was profitable. Like your journal is just for that day. And you just want to write down what happened that day. Even if you didn't do anything, you sat on your hands. I don't care what happened. It's just a journal for that day. That's it. What you got, Serena? What you got? I agree. Tell them we stick to the rules. Follow up. I was just saying, after the first trade, I stopped the NQ formed the new low, so I have a safer way to re-enter. We use the new low as a stop loss, and kind of like if we were taking a DS and price form new lows, we would use them as stop loss. Gotcha. Put the that would increase the risk. Hold on, y'all. I'm just answering. All right, cool. Where we at? Bettina Mayor, buenos tardes. How are you? Good to see you. Absolutely FYI, the specific robot is Tweaky from Buck Rogers. BDBDB. That's right, Bug. Bleep, boop. Y'all, it's hilarious. Not Buck Rogers. That is too funny. All right, so let me get back caught up. Yes. Execute discipline consistently. Gotcha. Thank you. Absolutely. So, kind of just going back to what we were talking about, like making sure that we're celebrating the right thing. Remember, I talked about this. I say that's why I don't like to use the word wins and losses when it comes to like profitable and profitable. Because think about this. You have the perfectly executed trade and the trade went against you. Is that a loss? No, it's not a loss just because you weren't profitable. The win is what? Your disciplined execution. Kind of like what we're talking about, right? That's why we're talking about celebrating that versus winning, meaning versus profitable trades, right? I mean, versus non-profitable trades or profitable trades, either one. You know what I'm saying? Because you're not going to celebrate a non-profitable trade, but celebrating a profitable trade is okay. Celebrating the execution is much better because think about it. You can have the perfectly executed trade and trade still go against you. Was that a loss? I don't think so. Matter of fact, I know it wasn't. It was more or less what? Something out of your control, which is what? Kind of goes back, kind of domino effects back to kind of like, not kind of like, but domino effects back to what I just got done stating, right? No emotions, no feelings, staying stoic, got taken on the chin. It's over, it's done. We ain't trying to get that money back. We ain't not looking at it like from any of those reasons. We're going to look at it from the way of what? Hey, I did my part. I did everything that I could do. Trade went against me. No harm, no foul. This is a part of trading. Move on to the next trade. It's literally just that simple. So I took a $612 loss in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 accounts. No harm, no foul. I have some evals that I'm trying to pass and bank them. So these are evals right here. I have, let me see here on my, come on, man, on my, move this out the way. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So I have 11 fundeds and I have 7 evals. I'm not trading my fundeds. I just traded my evals. I'm trying to get these evals passed and bank them so I can be ready for my rinse repeat. So that's what I trade. So yesterday, the trade that the profitable trades yesterday that we were in on the 15-minute banger, that was on my Lucid and my Tradeify. Today, of course, this chop box, any chop box or DS, I'm going to take that on my Take Profit Trader and my My Funded Futures. So I keep them separate. So 15-minute banger was invalidated today. So of course, my Tradeify and Lucid accounts, no trade on those today. So I'm working on these evals. I want to pass these evals and then I want to bank those because when I pass them, they're just going to bank. Because remember, you can only trade, the max is 5 fundeds. 5 fundeds. So just to let y'all know, I think I've said this before, you can have the max of 5 fundeds and you can still purchase evals and trade those. It'll allow you to trade your evals and your fundeds together if you want to copy trade them together. I don't really like doing it like that. I like to trade my evals with my evals and my fundeds with my fundeds. That's just me. It doesn't mean that there's anything wrong if you trade them together. Just want to make that clear. Like that, it's just my prerogative, just my preference. I like to trade evals with evals and fundeds with fundeds. So when it comes to the max, when it comes to trading on max accounts, that's only for funded accounts. So you can still have your 5 fundeds that you're trading, and then you can have however many evals, and you can trade those evals. When you pass those evals, then now you won't be able to trade them. They're going to get, basically they go into a dormant, they go into a dormant state, and they're just like, they're banked. They're just put away. And then when it's time for me to rinse, repeat, and I blow my 5 fundeds, then those evals that I pass, they'll come into that spot. Now these 5 fundeds will be gone, and my 5 fundeds that I had banked will pop in. That's kind of like how I like to do it. That's my little scheme. So I'm just sharing that with y'all. You can do it like that. So that's how I like to do it. So when it's time to rinse and repeat, meaning when it's time to blow those and jump to my next fundeds, I already got fundeds there already ready. I don't have to wait and get the eval, pass it, and do that. Like, I like to do that. That's something I didn't know. I learned last year that you could do that. I didn't even know you could do that. I thought when it was the max, it was the max. But when I read the rules, and it's like, it's 5 fundeds, and I'm like, okay. And then it was my funded futures that I hit up. I didn't hit up take profit on it, but from my funded futures, that's what I'm like, okay, that's got to be pretty much customary across everything else. So I bought some take profit trader accounts, even when I had the evals and they popped up in my copy trade. I'm like, oh, okay, that's customary. I can do that. So that's what I do. So when I'm in the mix of, how would I say, about to start taking some payouts on my fundeds, or somewhere between the payouts, or whatever the case may be, I'll add some evals and just start trading those, and then get those evals passed, and then boom. But what I'll do is I won't trade my fundeds. Like this week, I wasn't going to trade my fundeds. I'll just want to just pass these evals. So, but yeah. So on the take profit ones, account is decent. On the my fund the future ones, I'm about 500. I'm about 1,500 from passing those evals. So I'm about halfway on those. On the take profit traders, I'm probably about 30% into those. 30% into passing. So there it is. But yeah, so just a little tidbit on that. So going back to tip of the day, just keep in mind that your execution is what you should always be celebrating, not your wins. Real simple. So any questions on that, just let me know. And let me jump into the comment section real quick. And what did I miss? Goldman Sachs trend. Good. Everything's good. Just I don't know if you saw, we took a trade, got stopped out twice, and then it went in the direction, right? The life of a trader. You just gotta smile at it and keep pushing. I feel scared to place trades now because I am 400 to blow my account. Please, some advice. Take the trades. Remember, no emotions. Can't be feeling scared. There's no emotions in trading. It's just like the mitts that you be hitting and kicking. You ain't scared when you punching those, right? And kicking those, right? I see you kicking the crap out them and punching the crap out them mitts. Like, seriously, same way. Seriously, it's literally just that simple. You can't worry about blowing the account. You just got to worry about your execution. That's it. Don't worry about it. You can't be scared. Think about it. Scared person won't win anything. Scared person won't make no money. Think about that. You got to just take it. Wait for your setup. My advice would be, first of all, no feelings, no emotions. That's the first thing. You got to work on that. No feelings, no emotions. Ain't no scared, ain't no hesitation, that's going to kill your confidence. If you're scared, that means you're lacking confidence. That's why I say no emotions. Because if we practice and work on being stoic, then that gives us an upper hand on not allowing our confidence to be defeated based on our emotional state and based on the way we feel. Because a lot of times the way we feel really has no bear on what, or has no, how would I say, no, the way we feel is not really relevant to the situation. Let me say it that way, right? Because feelings are going to handcuff us. That's why you're not taking trades. You're handcuffed. You allow because your feelings. That's why, first of all, no feelings, no emotions. That's the first thing. The second thing is you wait for your strategy. It sets up. You take it. You got to be confident in your strategy. If you've back tested your strategy going back 3 years and you demo traded that strategy, then you should feel confident in taking a strategy with no emotions. And you don't even care. You just wait for the proper setup and you take it. You don't worry about, oh, is it gonna lose? Am I not gonna be profitable? Is it gonna blow the account? Who cares? Just focus on your process. Because that's the only thing you can control. Just let's be real. You think being afraid and not taking a trade, is that really saving your account? Like, let's be real. Is that really protecting your capital? It's not. It's not. Take the trade. Now, I'm not saying be irresponsible. I'm saying be responsible. Like, wait for your setup, take the trade. But when I hear someone say that they're scared to take, it sounds like to me you're lacking confidence. And then my next thought would be, have you back tested that strategy going back 3 years? That would be my next question. Because the reason why I always go to that is because that's where you build confidence in the strategy that you're trading and all the repetition of taking the trade. If you back testing a strategy going back 3 years, y'all know the number, you're taking over 700 trades. That is where your confidence comes from. To know that I just got to execute this strategy. Either it's going to be profitable or not profitable. That's it. Regardless what's going on with it, profitable or not, the next time I see it, it sets up, I'm taking it again. And the next time I'm taking it again. That's why every day is a new day. That's why there are no feelings, no emotions. That's why the energy is to stay stoic. So that would be my advice. Like, be realistic with yourself. If you're lacking confidence, have you back tested that? If you haven't, that's why you're lacking confidence. That's why you're scared. And also too, no emotions. So those are the things that everyone has to work on. You got to put in the work. You got to back test the strategy. I don't care if you see the coaches killing with the strategy. That don't mean it's safe for you to trade. Remember, they trade different than the way you trade. Even though they may be giving you entry price, stop loss price, still, I guarantee you, if you traded it 10 times without them and they traded 10 times without you, I guarantee you it'll be two different. There'll be some things that'll be a little bit different. So that would be my advice. Absolutely. Of course. Got you. Currently back tested. Got you. Well, just keep, and I know that takes time because I know when I say back test 3 years, I know you can't do that like in 3 days. I know it's going to take some time. I'm trying to think. See, for me, it wouldn't be fair for me to use my time because I was sitting here at home. You know what I mean? And all I did was just trading all day. So I was freaking like 4, 5, 6 hours of back testing. Not every day, but I was getting at least 3 to 4 hours of back testing in. Pretty much almost every day. Once I got in the inner circle and I had my one-on-one with Scout, he became my mentor. At that point, I was just sitting here. Like I would take the call outs in the morning because at that point I was waiting I had to take a lot of his call outs. At that point, like I was relying on those. I was still back testing, but I was relying on his call outs. And once I kind of got it down, then I was like, okay, so I'm back testing. So for me, I think it took me about a month and a half to get through 3 years, something like that. I know it was less than 2 months, but I know it wasn't less than 1 month. So I don't know if it was, I want to say, if I can remember correctly, I want to say it had to be between like a month and 2 weeks, a month and 3 weeks. Yeah. Yeah, something like that. So, and I'm only saying that to say I know it's going to take some time. But yeah, but just continue taking it. Don't let your emotions, you know what I'm saying, take over. That's why, like I say, no feelings, no emotions. Just take it and don't worry about it. Let me go back up. Yeah, just keep cracking at it. Even if you're in the inner circle, I encourage you to read Alan's post. Yep, everyone in, yep. Master Trading Psychology, bro, is dropping gems every morning, stopping there before you start your trading day. Absolutely. I always recommend going into and hollering at Alan. Because he can help you with, you know what I'm saying, your psychology. If you're in the inner circle, dip in there. Like I used to spend a lot of time in there. That's also what helped me as well. If you're not in the inner circle, then of course that's not something that you're privy to. But if you aren't in the inner circle, stop in there. Master Trading Psychology section. It's a good section. Hey Trent, how do you back test going back 3 years? Well, Kendall, the first thing is you got to go get FX replay. Where are we at? Boom. You got to get FX replay. I'm about to share my screen. So, this was on one of our sessions that we took. This right here. But you want FX replay. Let me go to the regular screen. FX. So you can see it, not my account, because that ain't gonna really show you anything. You want to actually see it. So this is it right here. This is what you need. This is how you do that. And then what you're able to do is you're able to, so FX replay is, they have a, they're in partnership with TradingView. All right. And basically they use TradingView charts, and with FX replay was better. Okay. So on TradingView, there is this right here, this replay function. That's pretty cool. You can back test, but the difference between this replay function and FX replay is the fact that with FX replay, you're going to get a ton of analytics, like a ton of analytics, a ton. When I say a ton, you're going to get so many analytics. You're going to be like, wow, I didn't know this. I didn't know. Wow. I'm telling you, it's going to be a bunch of wows. I'm telling you, when I say a bunch of analytics, I'm talking about, it's a plethora. If you know the how would I say, the extent of that word, there's a plethora of analytics that you get with FX replay. $30 a month, it's the best tool that you can have. And I'm not just saying that because I'm saying that. I'm saying that because I've been using it since 2024. And I did try the TradingView, but when someone introduced me to FX replay, this was it, because it's the analytics, it's the data. It's going to tell you everything about that strategy. The best times, the best days. Like I'm talking everything. I can't even name all of the different analytics that it's going to give you. But they're so good that I'm in partners with them. We have a partnership. Speaking of which, I know I said this, but next Friday, we're gonna do either a FX replay battle, or we're gonna do a FX replay challenge next Friday, for sure. That's my word. We're gonna do that next week, and it's free. Won't cost you anything. And there'll be some prizes there. I'm gonna give out some accounts. FX replay will give out some stuff, but we're gonna do one next Friday. I'm going to set it all up, and I'm going to announce it for Monday, on Monday coming. And we'll do it next Friday. I will be traveling next week, but we're still going to get it done. We're going to get it done, because all I got to do is set up. Once I set it up, y'all will be pretty much doing it. And I can still do my business wherever I'm because I'm going to be in Chicago next week. And I can still take care of whatever I'm going to take care of. And then once I set it all up, y'all just go through it. And then all the instructions, how everything's going to go, will all be there. You don't have to even ask me anything. Like it's all going to be there. So that'll be next Friday. Next Friday, we'll definitely have, we're going to do either a battle or or a challenge. But I recommend everyone to get FX Replay, even before I became partners with them. I've always talked about it. And I'm only going to align my brand with a brand that I know is like solid. They're solid. Like you can't find nothing better to back test on, nothing better to back test with, because of the data, because of the analytics. And you can talk to anybody in the community or anybody that uses FX Replay, and you'll see. Go to their YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. Go to their channel. Go check them out. Seriously, it's A1. Like nothing better. This is the best tool in your trading toolbox. Literally, the best tool. Because think about it. Without no backtesting, how will you even learn the strategy? How will you learn how to implement it? How will you learn how well it works for you? How will you be able to learn how to execute it properly, right? And I don't care what strategy that you have. What the cool thing about FX Replay, you can build your session based on your strategy and your strategy rules. And then you go into that session, like let's say you built your session today, build it meaning adding all the rules, you gave it the name, like let's say you're trading HSS. You can make the session HSS. And then it'll ask you you put all the rules in there, whatever the rules are, all the steps, it goes in there. Then you can set up the time frame that you want to trade it in. Like with the daily or like with the daily strat, we trade that right at market open. Then you can set FX Replay to where you can have it like already preset to where when you go through your trade that day and you hit next day, it'll already start at the next day at the time that you want to start. So you don't have to worry about like trying to scroll through the charts. Like it's super duper like on point. And then you just trade. And then the way you go back 3 years is if you're starting today on Thursday, July 23rd, 2026, you're going to go in FX Replay and in the bar when it asks you the date where you want to start from, you're going to put July 23rd, 2023, and it'll take you back there. You can even go further back than that. Like you can go trade in the 80s. You can go literally, FX Replay is so dope. You can go and trade different presidential administrations just to see like how well the strategy performs under certain conditions. That's just when you're just taking it to another level. But right now, I would just recommend you just go back 3 years, and it's going to take you back 3 years of exactly what the market did 3 years ago, that day, that time. It's exactly what happened in the market. So even though you're going back 3 years, it's just not some made up data. It's actually what happened in the market 3 years ago. And then what you do is you start your session and then you start trading it. You put in 2-3 hours a day, however much you can put in. And then after probably about a couple of months, you're going to get through 3 years, because what you're going to do is you're going to go back 3 years and you're going to start trading every day coming up to the present day. That's going to take you some time. And then when you get done, you're going to have all of those analytics, and you're going to take over 700 trades. That part. Remember, there's 240 trading days in 1 year. There's 20 trading days a month. So 20 times 12, 240. Now you got to factor in some holidays in there, right? So you factor in some holidays. Let's say out of that 240, I'll just say 20 holidays. That could be more or less. I'm just going to just say 20. So you have at least 220. You go back 3 years. That means you're taking 660 trades on that one strategy. That's how many trades you're going to take. And then after that, you demo trade that strategy for like another 2 to 3 months. Then at that point, let's be real. If anyone really truly does that, I did it. I can tell you, you'll become super proficient in that strategy. And every time you want to bring a new strategy into your trading toolbox, go do the same thing again. Go back test it. This is the work you got to put in. You can't shortcut this thing. If you want to be a consistent, profitable, independent trader, that's what you got to do. That's why this tool is so great. And I think it's like 30 or 35 bucks a month. So it's cool. And you can I would never do the free plan. I would do the pro, because in the free plan, you're going to be limited. Do the pro plan. It's $30, 30 or 35 bucks. It's the best 30 bucks you can spend. Remember, don't be cheap trying to get rich. I'm going to say that again. Don't be cheap trying to get rich. Like, this stuff costs money. Think about it. Any business that you're in, trading is your business. You have to spend money to make money. There's not a business on this land. There's not a business on this earth that is just nothing costs anything. So that's the mindset. So FX replay. I recommend that. And also you can use this. That's my code. Like I said, I'm in business with them for a reason. Need to go out. So leaving early today. See you in the evening. All right, Sister Nihal, have a good day. Have a good day. And also too, let me drop this, because Moodinator does have a tool for FX replay. Let me drop that right now. You need this as well. It is right here. Here's the link for the risk reward tool if you want to use that. That's it right there for FX replay. Yep. And that's it. And also too, he also has it for TradingView. I'm gonna drop it for TradingView for anybody that don't have it. Because if you're not in the inner circle, then you can't use Scalp Guide Risk Reward tool. So Moodinator dropped one for TradingView. So you got one for both. The first one is for FX replay. You can get that, put that on your chart. The second one is for TradingView. Done. Now you got two risk reward tools. Risk reward tool is this right here. Let me show you. Risk reward tool is let me just make up some numbers real quick so you can see it. Oh, where was my entry? We'll just say 28,723. 28,723. And stop loss was 28,694. So this would be a risk reward tool. It's just an overlay. All it does is give you the ticks, your 1-to-1, 2-to-1, 3-to-1 based on the entry and stop loss of the trade that you're taking. So, yeah, so there it is. That's what it'll look similar to this. This is Scalp Gods, but Moodinator made one. And he did that for people that are not in the inner circle, because as I stated, if you're not in the inner circle, you don't have access to this. So, but now you have one. You have one that you can use on FX replay, and you have one that you can use on TradingView. Yep. Absolutely, Moodinator. We appreciate you, bro. Like he looked out. I didn't mean to put that up there. He looked out for the community. We realized everyone understands it. Well, he knows because he's been here, but because people pay good money to be into the inner circle, can't share resources, right? Because that wouldn't be fair to the people that's paying their bread and in the inner circle to be sharing those resources with people that only have free accounts in the Edge Funder, right? So, or even if you're not in either and you just happen to find the stream and you're here and you're rocking with us and you're part of the community, you know what I mean? There, you still have an option. So that's why he did that. That's why I said shout out to Moodinator, like for real. Like that's love. So no one is left behind. Pretty much that simple. Traded with no euphoria today. I actually decided to stick with my rules and I'm ending the day green. That's what's up. And also he said like his also calculates based on number of contracts. So it does that as well. That's dope. So other than that, I think we're going to jump off. Let me close this out. we're going to go ahead on and jump off. And yeah. And y'all have a blessed remainder of y'all day. I'll definitely see y'all this evening. And we'll just go from there. Yeah, no trader left behind. For real, for real. But yeah, so other than that, let's jump to main screen. And yeah, and we're gonna get up out of here. Had a good trade, had a good setup today, took it, went against us twice, bailed out. The good thing is that with chop box trades, they're what we call cheap trades, meaning there's never a lot of risk. There's only like $315 of risk. Not even that, like $307. So took the trade twice, went against me. Ended up with a $612 business expense today. Still no harm, no foul, still good. My accounts are still good. I protected my capital and I live to trade another day. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. So other than that, I appreciate y'all. Love y'all as always. Shout out to the Edge Funder co-founders, my brothers, Juvier, Scalp God. Without them, we wouldn't be here. And other than that, y'all have a great day and I'm signing off. Yay.